Hi there, welcome back to 5 on Fridays. My name is Jacob Hiddle. I am the exercise physiologist with the City of Columbus, working on behalf of the Benefits and Wellness team. I have Libby Ludwig back from Apprising. If you didn't check out last week's episode, I actually spoke with her about holiday spending. Head on over to our YouTube channel and check that out. This week, I talked with Libby about how to avoid holiday shopping fraud. We all have received those spammy, questionable texts or calls, so we want to make sure that we are especially careful this holiday season. So keep watching this video and you can learn some helpful tips of how to protect your identity and finances as you shop and search for the perfect holiday gifts. Today I have Libby Ludwig from Apprising. She is a financial service specialist and she's been with Apprising for 11.5 years. She's going to be talking about how to avoid holiday shopping fraud. Libby, thank you so much for being a part of this today. Let's first start off with, why do you think fraud is so prevalent during the holidays?
Part of it is just because there's so much more concentrated shopping going on. So I think people are purchasing and being a victim of fraud all throughout the year. But I mean, all of us tend to spend most of our gift giving money come Christmas time. Yeah,
sure. So what are some common holiday scams?
I think it's similar to what happens throughout the year. I would say that there's two primary ways that folks are trying to get your money or get your information. One of those is that they're just trying to get you to purchase something and to give them money straight out. So that could be a fake donation site where they're trying to get money for their quote-unquote charity, they're the charity case, or for gift cards or something for family members or whatever. And so you just put in your credit card information. Instead of getting the product you purchased, the money goes to the thief. The other way of trying to get money is trying to get your information, either your credit card number, identity theft of some kind, so that after the fact, they can use that information to purchase something for themselves. The most common ways a lot of this happens is fake links, usually in emails or something like that, where you click on the link, you put in your information, they've now got your contact info. A very common one that I get all the time is I get an email that says, come track your package, because you order off Amazon and you order UPS all the time. Click here to see where your package is and to fill in your details. You've just given them all of your purchase information and now they have that to get their own stuff.
Interesting. Yeah. I think also another thing during the holidays is huge discounts and these bigger items. Is that something else that people need to be aware of and cautious of?
If it sounds too good to be true, right? Usually is. Just be careful. That again, there's usually more than one red flag on that site, but that's another one of the big red flags.
Sure. And what are some ways to avoid fraud while shopping online specifically?
Other than just proactively looking for the stuff that we've talked about, using a credit card instead of a debit card is a good idea. You have a bit more rights and protections if you are a victim of fraud to be able to get those charges removed. Many credit cards and even debit cards will let you do a one-time number or a one-time access to a site so that even if somebody does get your information, that same card can't be reused to be able to get more money off of your card or out of your account.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a really good one. I think Wi-Fi is another one that people need to be aware of. So is that something else that people should be aware of, if they're at airports or, out in public at restaurants?
Absolutely. So not everybody is going into stores, obviously, and not everybody's purchasing from home. So if you're out and about while you're shopping on your phone or say at a library, double check your Wi-Fi connection. Make sure it's a secured connection and that it's through the place that either through the library, through the Airbnb, through the wherever you're staying. And that way it's a secured connection and not being shared indiscriminately.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then another one is probably making sure that their return or refund policy is also clear and concise and available on their website to easy to read. Is that something else that people should be aware of as well?
It is. I tend to stick with major sellers as much as I can, but if you are kind of going outside the big box sellers for those kinds of things, do double check what their standards are, what they're anticipating, whether you can return. That way, if you wind up with something you weren't expecting, you're at least not out. You're out a little bit of time and energy, but you're not out all of that money.
Sure, sure. So what are some practical ways to avoid holiday fraud?
I think the other big one that we haven't really hit is kind of the retroactively. If once you've made the purchases, once things are kind of done, keep an eye on all of your spendings. I mean, obviously for your own budget reasons, but watching your bank statements, watching your credit card statements, pulling annualcreditreport.com so that you can just double check after the fact that nothing additional has happened that you didn't know about and didn't anticipate.
Sure, sure. And I think something else that you have to be very, very cognizant and very detail oriented, because a lot of these people that are, committing fraud, they're little charges. So it's no longer the days of hitting someone's credit card for thousands of dollars. It's, a couple cents or a couple dollars. And, is that something else that people have to be a little more detail focused when they are looking at their bank statements?
Yeah, absolutely. And because a lot of times what folks will try is they'll try to ping it for just a little bit and see if you're watching and see if the account gets closed. And that's when they realize, oh, there's nobody really watching this account. I can do what I like. And then you wind up getting hit for a lot of stuff. When my ID was stolen, it's been about 2 years ago, they didn't do anything over $100, but I had about 7 or 8 different things that were like $50 to $100 a piece at different places that they thought they could get away with. Gratefully, my credit card place was smart enough and they called me and they said, "Are you in Texas?" I was like, "Not today." So we were able to catch it really early, but again, keeping an eye on it helps so much.
Is there anything that people can do if they are in store, if they are using some sort of credit card? Is there anything that they could do to protect themselves? Maybe one additional thing that they could do to help them, when they are swiping in person?
I know a lot of folks swear by, check my ID or something like that on the back. That way, if they happen to have a fake card, either a stolen card or a recreated fake card, they also have to look at your ID to do with it. Kind of depends on the person who's checking you out as to whether or not they do that. But it's one more layer of potential security to have them request that they check your ID.
That's a good one. What about a credit report or credit score? Is it advisable for people to check their credit report on a regular basis? And if so, where could they do that?
Sure. The official site that was established in response to the government regulations is annualcreditreport.com. And it really is honest to goodness free to get all the reports. The scores aren't necessarily free, but the reports are free, and it's the same information that a bank would pull or somebody else. You can get all 3 reports. It used to be once a year, hence the name annual. With COVID, they're letting you do it once a week, so a lot more regularly, which is lovely for this time of year.
Do you have any closing thoughts about how, avoiding holiday shopping, fraud, and anything else that you have on your mind that would be beneficial for people?
I think we've covered all the high points. Just being cautious as you go, watching what you're doing, not clicking on stuff or going to sites that seem questionable or leery. If in doubt, just say no.
Thank you for watching. I hope that information was helpful as you shop for your loved ones this holiday season. Links and more information can be found directly beneath this video in the description. Before you head out, please like this video and also to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be informed when we post content like this in the future. And finally, have a safe and happy holidays, and we will see you next week.